Beautiful day at Ohio Stadium. Big win for Ohio State, taking down UC in the I-71 battle. 42-0 Ohio State, and it's time to get your takes.
I'm Wyeth.
Wyatt.
Got Wyeth and Wyatt. And fellas, how was the game? First thoughts?
It was great. This is just another part of the road to the Natty. We're going to be there this year, and this is just one piece of the road.
Shutting out a team like UC is huge. Beating them like that is huge. UC is going to win a lot of games this year, so that's going to look great.
So you guys students here?
Yeah.
What year?
Freshman.
Freshmen. Okay, you guys got friends at UC?
No.
I UC. I'm from Cincinnati.
Oh, so am I. Do you send them like texts already? You got to get on that.
Yeah,
you know how it goes.
I got to. I've sent like 2 so far. I got about 6 more to send. Just talking my stuff.
All right. Well, love to hear that. Justin Fields, he's doing pretty well so far. Off to a hot start. Thoughts on him?
Heisman.
Heisman for sure. He's best player in the country.
Heisman finalist. I'm thinking Trevor Lawrence or Tua might give him some run for his money, but Heisman finals.
I really don't think Trevor Lawrence has anything on him, honestly.
There you go. You guys heard it here first. One more question. Defense, off to a hot start. A lot better than last year, I think. Thoughts on them?
Chase Young, Defensive Player of the Year.
Number 1 pick in the draft, Chase Young. I mean, better than Nick Bosa, honestly.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Dan.
Dan. Beautiful day at Ohio Stadium. Big win for Ohio State over Cincinnati. Your first thoughts?
Yeah, I think from last week, everybody thought that we kind of took a back seat on the second half, but this week the line played a lot better. I think Justin Fields is for real. The stats are, will talk to themselves, and I look forward to a really great season.
So last year the defense kind of struggled. Didn't give up a lot of big plays. Weren't really themselves. This year they're looking pretty good. 0 points today. Thoughts on them?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the 4 and 5 stars that are playing that was drafted last year and the year before that, or recruited. So, I mean, we have 42 players that are all 4 and 5 star recruits. And they are now coming up and playing, and I just see great things for them this year.
So Big Ten play starts next week with a game at Indiana. Your early prediction for that?
Yeah, Indiana's a tough team, and they play us always tough, but I still think, our offensive line, if they can play like they did today and gives Justin Fields enough time, I think it's going to be a big win.
All right, what are you guys' names?
Diane and Charles McCall.
Something better known as Sonny.
Well, it's a beautiful day for a game. Big win for Ohio State. Any thoughts? First thoughts on the game?
Well, I knew they were going to win, but how graciously they won, I didn't expect that much.
And I thought that they were very consistent. That's what we needed. We needed good tackling. So that's what we did. And Fields, he did some good passing to the wings or to the outside. So thanks so much. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Yeah.
All right, here he is. Beautiful day. First thoughts?
My name is Travis. This is the 411 and the 614. And why be the greatest city in the state of Ohio when you could be the greatest state? We're still the best state school. Played very well from start to finish. I didn't think we were going to shut them out. I thought Cincinnati had a little more talent. They probably should have had a garbage touchdown and a garbage field goal, but defense and special teams did its thing. The defense played like the defense of old. I went to school here when Tressel was coach, and our defense was stellar, was legendary. And for 2 seasons, where Greg Schiano was defensive coordinator the past 2 years, we were garbage. Bringing Alan Washington in, his guys from that school up north, has fixed this defense. Sound tackling, in position, run fits correct. It's beautiful. Our strength is still our defense. And we were able to run the ball. I love the fact we go under center to run the ball. What a novel idea. J.K. Dobbins grew. When he had that long touchdown run, we're like, oh no, he's going to get caught. Manned up, picked his feet up, ran for that touchdown. He finished the play. The running backs, all 3 of them, 4 of them. I mean, we had second stringers in. It was great. And Justin Fields, he's going to grow. He made some mistakes out there. Took a sack when he probably shouldn't have, but the pass to Olave, I mean, he's like, hey, go, go, go. He could have run with it. He chose not to. Like, he's going to be a work in progress. He's going to grow. But this team right now is where it needs to be. I am so happy they shut Cincinnati out because all they do for the past years is talk a lot of trash. I get it. Half their athletes, they have a chip on their shoulder. They think they deserve to be here. I get that. Well, guess what? There's only 85 scholarships, and we will take the best 85 players we can take. If that can't get in that way, walk on. We'll take you. We'll try it.
That's right. Okay, so Big Ten play starts next week. Indiana. They look pretty good in the non-conference, but Big Ten's a whole different ball game. Anything they can improve on? What do you think?
Indiana's one of those opponents that if you get them early in the schedule, they always find a way to make it competitive. They have done this the last 3 or 4 seasons against Ohio State. Ohio State usually finds a way to pull away. The only thing I think we need to work on is try to force it downfield deep passing. I feel like we have a pretty good play action game. I feel like we can throw the outside. Our running game, we got our sea legs underneath us, the offensive line. If we can keep doing that, try to throw downfield, then we're set.
And speaking of the offensive line, Thayer Munford's looked really, really good. What do you see out of him and really the rest of the O-line that's made him so dominant so far?
That left side is really coming together. They're gelling faster on the right side. And, I mean, Munford's got experience that helps him. I mean, he's kind of the only anchor left over from last year's line. And the rest of these guys, I mean, the zone blocking, the being under center. I love when you can block from under center because it's a guy on a guy. It's a combo block. And the back can see everything. Like, it's just so much better. And the line is just slowly starting to develop. It's kind of like when Urban Meyer first took over, we were really a big running first team. We're starting to go back to our roots, and I love it.
One more question here. This is a big one. Michigan struggling with Army. Wolverines don't look too hot. Your early thoughts on them?
Once again, look at the team they play. It's a very goofy Army, triple option ball control offense. You don't see it a lot. That probably has a lot to do with it. I don't think Patterson is as advertised. He struggled. He was hurt part of the first game. And, you know, this great up-north defense, we took 2 of their coaches. They don't have the same mindset. They lost a lot of players on that defense. Michigan has to get out of their own head. They're supposed to be talented. I haven't seen it in 8 years. They were supposed to beat us last year. It didn't happen. I'm tired of saying, well, this is going to be your year. Well, then show me, because you're still pretenders until you show me.
There you go. You guys heard it here. Travis, the man, as always. 11 Warriors. The man right here, Travis, in for another season. Appreciate it, brother. What's your name?
Alex.
Alex, Ohio State just blew UC out of the water today. First thoughts on the game?
It was pretty good. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit difficult coming into the game. They got a lot of good players. Defense is really good, knowing that Luke Fickell's their head coach. So, but definitely did not expect how it ended today.
So Justin Fields was pretty dominant, kind of could do whatever he wanted today. What did you see from him that's kind of stood out?
Definitely running. He's got a good running game. He could work a little bit on his passing game, but today was definitely a lot better than last week.
Yeah, Chase Young is a monster on defense. 0 points, really just took it to UC. What do you see from them? It's kind of different from last year. That's really making them improve.
Well, you know, Chase Young, they call him the Predator for the reason. He's doing great. The whole defense is doing great. They got a great line. I know Ryan Day said something about how they keep changing their lineup. But, yeah, they're just doing great. A lot better than last year.
One last question. Next week starts Big Ten play at Indiana. Always tricky. How do you see that one going?
Indiana is always kind of a tricky game, I know. But I think we'll do fine, showing how we played the last 2 weeks.
What's your name?
Shelly.
Shelly, you said your brother's an alumnus of UC?
Yes.
So early thoughts for your brother?
Sorry you guys lost.
It was a big win for Ohio State. UC, it makes it a little more sweet. Buckeyes looking pretty good early. What do you say?
I think they are. I think they're going to do great.
So you saw no points allowed by the defense. They're looking pretty good early. You think they can keep it up?
I think so. I think we got it this year.
Prediction for the season?
Going all the way.
You guys heard it here first. All right, what's your name?
Drew.
Drew? All right, so Ohio State just killed UC today. First thoughts?
Yeah, I was impressed. I thought Cincinnati was going to have a little bit bigger fight, but Ohio State looked solid from start to finish, and overall just a pretty solid showing for Ohio State, I thought.
So Justin Fields looked pretty good. The O-line looked pretty good. What do you see from the offense that kind of stood out?
You know what? I thought they took care of the ball well and kept moving the chains, and next thing you know, got 40-some-odd points up on the board, so a pretty good showing overall.
So on the other side, the defense, 0 points. Thoughts on them?
A little bit fortunate at times, but overall, pretty solid.
One last question. Next week, Big Ten play starts. Ohio State at Indiana. Can always be tricky. Early prediction for that one?
I don't know. You don't want to count your chickens too early, but hopefully it's a big win next week.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. What are you guys' names?
I'm Tommy.
I'm Emerson. I'm Davis.
I'm Noah.
Jack. Quinn.
Jude.
All right, guys. Ohio State, big win today, 42-0. What are your thoughts?
It was good. Yeah.
They played great.
All right. Offense or defense? What was more impressive, the team that put up 42 or the guys that held them to 0?
Defense? No. Offense.
Why? Why offense?
Because Cincinnati they didn't play very well.
I think Justin Fields put in a pretty good game today.
And why defense?
Because they shut them out.
Championships.
Defense does win championships. Speaking of championships, what are you guys' thoughts the rest of the year? Where do you see this team going?
I see them making it to the semifinals and losing to Clemson.
Losing to Clemson? You got no faith? Man, what about you guys?
They're gonna lose once, and they're gonna lose by 2.
Are they going to win the championship, though?
Yes.
All right.
Champion.